You guys probably know the term foodies. These are these people that are posting pictures of their food all over the internet. Every time they go to a new restaurant, they got to post pictures, Instagram, everything. Well, Buzzfeed made an interesting video. It was titled "Foodies Kill Their Food for the First Time," and they're getting some blowback on it. So first, let's take a look at the video.
I hope we can enlighten some folks on the process of actually killing your own food.
I love animals. My Instagram is all cats.
I'm not someone who necessarily kills things.
Who knows, maybe I'll be a vegetarian tomorrow or something.
I don't want to do this, but I think it'll be a good educational experience. I want to know, am I okay with this?
We're gonna go put them in the cage, take them up to the harvest station and do the deed. We're gonna place them in the cone, upside down. You don't want to cut through feather, but you just find a spot. You do this side, and then you do the same thing this side. You'll feel the blood rush down your hand. That's when you know you did it right. There, see? There.
What do I do?
Let go. It's hot. Keep going. Hold on to the legs and go all the way in. It only takes a few seconds. And then
Why is this the part I don't like?
And then when the chicken is done, you just pull the head off.
Warnings next time, warnings!
Up and in.
Up and in?
Oh.
Oh man. This chicken is delicious. It tastes fresher, maybe because I saw it die.
Don't take your food for granted. Understand what it takes to harvest it and get it on your plate.
I don't know that I'm gonna leave here like vegetarian or vegan, but I definitely am gonna like think about it more.
While eating.
Okay, so there's a lot to talk about here, but real quick, some of the blowback that BuzzFeed has been getting on this is that they post many pieces on interesting ways to cook chicken. We've got a couple examples for you, including 29 ways to cook a chicken on a stovetop, go-to recipe, easy chicken pesto stacks, how to cook a simple, delicious roast chicken dinner, and how to make the best roast chicken of all time. There are many other examples of how they do that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
29 ways chickens are like clueless. I like that one. That was good.
Yeah, chicken. Yeah, that part of it, I have no problem with that because they're just a site that's putting content out.
Different
so
people.
they're putting stuff about how you kill chickens, and they're putting stuff about how you cook them and that you shouldn't kill chickens. All that. I have no problem with that. What do you guys make of this?
That was tough to watch them slit the throats of the chicken, and I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could slit the throat of the chicken. I don't think if I had to kill the meat I ate, I would be a vegetarian.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I eat meat, but I feel bad about it. The other day I was eating chicken, and I was feeling bad about it. I was like, but if the chicken was already like diseased and was gonna die, I wouldn't feel bad,
Well, then you're in luck. There's a lot of disease in factory
Well, then I
farms.
thought to myself, like maybe I could open up a string of restaurants that just serve diseased chicken for people who feel like this to me, and we call it El Pollo Loco.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
There you go. That's my contribution to this.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
I don't think that I could have slit the throat either. I've had periods of being a vegetarian and obviously periods where I'm not, including now. But I think as terrifying or horrific as what they saw was, the reality of how food is actually killed and prepared is way more horrific because it's not one hand slowly slitting the throat. It's a conveyor belt with a guy with a pneumatic, like a piston that he puts up against the head, pistons the cow. Another one comes, he pistons the cow. It's machine-like. It's like cow genocide. It's far more horrific when you think about the scale and the disease and how they're kept and the fact that they never move. Like, that is humane. BuzzFeed's version is like a Little House on the Prairie sort of thing.
Yeah, there are many videos that you guys can check out on YouTube about how we go about the factory farming. And with the chickens, there are so many awful things. You're just touching the beginnings of it. They break their beaks off because they're packed in so tightly they don't want them pecking each other to death. So they literally rip their beaks off. The scalding with hot water, which we saw some of that. They also, because they genetically modify them to be bigger now, the chickens literally, their legs break in the cages because they can't even sustain that much weight. And that's on top of the fact that they can't move in the first place.
Yeah.
So they
That's
get no
happening to Southern
exercise.
Americans too.
Yeah, exactly. So the way they live, and I was driving up to UC Davis a couple months ago, and on the way to Davis from LA is the Harris Ranch, which is the largest. It's the largest meat producing ranch in the United States. And I kid you not, I love meat. I eat a ton of meat. They call it Cowschwitz, actually.
Yes.
And you can, when you're miles away from it, I'm not making this up.
Miles.
You can, first off, you can smell it. And
Smell
the
it.
first
You
time
smell it.
The first time that I was going there, it's the smell of death. Like, I didn't know what I was approaching, but I could smell death. You just know what it is. But not only that, you can literally see it, but because between the methane and the killing and all the gases, and I mean, it's literally cow farts, and it's hot. And yet I still eat meat. So I don't know what the...
Because you don't have to kill it.
I guess because we're so distant from our food sources. You know what I mean? We really are. If I actually had to do it, yeah, maybe I wouldn't.
Every time I drive past that ranch, I vow I'm never eating meat again, and that lasts almost all the way to San Jose.
They make some good steak in San Jose.
They do.
Yeah.
I think that if we were forced to every time we want to eat it in the modern day, I think it would be far more rare. I mean, obviously some people in little farms or whatever still do it now. I'm sure some people would, but in the past you did it because you needed that food to live. Now we don't. We could theoretically eat quinoa if we wanted to for the rest of our life. So I'm sure that some people would do it. Some people enthusiastically kill animals. Some people torture cats. I mean, some people don't mind it. I eat it because I don't think about it. It's a philosophical and intellectual weakness of mine, I suppose. But I think that we would move past it if we were forced to kill it.
Right. We treat it like a commodity, not like a living thing, which is why McDonald's can, although I guess they don't do pink slime anymore, but that process where they took literally the worst bits of everything that fell to the floor and then washed it with ammonia, and then to create that patty that you eat, because they're not treating it like an animal, like an actual living thing, nor do they care about the human that's actually going to eat it. They care about their bottom line.
Yeah.
And there's Watch Food Inc. or a zillion other documentaries about that.
Yeah.
Can I just? I'm going to take a lot of heat for this because I eat meat, yet I'm against hunters and hunting. I saw a guy at Facebook. So this guy, right before I blocked him, I went to his page. So I wanted to write something mean on his page.
And then blockers can't respond.
And I noticed that he had a picture of himself with a deer that he had shot, and he's holding it by the antlers, and he's like, "Oh, dude, look, I fucking shot it," right? And people are writing, "Oh, great going, nice job." And so I put underneath, I wrote underneath it, if that deer also had a rifle and he was coming at you and you beat him, good for you. But if he was just minding his own business and you snuck up on him wearing camouflage and shot him, then you're not a hero, you're just a And they go, well, then people would say to me, because that's creepy. You're just a guy. People go, well, you eat meat. Yeah, but I don't get a kick out of killing the thing I'm eating, right? Like there's something weird about, when the Indians used to kill the buffalo, they used to feel guilty about it. So they made up this elaborate mythology that the buffalo surrendered themselves to the tribe to help the tribe live. So they would then respect the carcass of the buffalo, and that's why they didn't waste it, and that's why they actually gave it reverence, right? Their food, they gave the buffalo reverence. And people who go out and shoot a deer for no reason other than the thrill of shooting an animal, right? So you go, well, I eat the deer meat, but that's not why you're doing it. You're not killing the deer because if you didn't, you'd starve. You're doing it because you get a kick out of it, and then you eat it so you can go, look, I eat it, I'm not an asshole. No, there's something up in you that you get a kick out of killing, which, over to you, Dave.
Well, I don't know that we're going to go to the Korean barbecue after the show anymore.